You may be well dressed with impeccable clothes, wearing the right perfume, walking with confidence, speaking firmly, but still, there is one silent detail that is sabotaging your entire image: your hair. It seems like a small detail, but it's one of the first things people notice. Shapeless, lifeless, structureless hair, messy, opaque, sloppy looking, works against you. It sends the wrong message before you even open your mouth. There's no point in taking care of your body, walking straight, maintaining good posture, and having an attitude if your hair betrays laziness, carelessness, and a lack of intention. You can be 90% flawless, but that messy 10% brings down the entire set. Because in the end, your image is made up of details, and many men ignore this. They think that hair can only be cut once in a while and use some shampoo, but they are wrong. Hair frames the face. It reinforces your presence, your identity, your style, or it destroys all of it if it is poorly taken care of. The good news? You don't need to become an expert in hair care. You don't need to spend a fortune on a salon or fill your bathroom with products. You just need to apply a few simple, practical, and accurate adjustments, which instantly transform your hair. The difference between looking sloppy and looking sharp could be 30 seconds of attention in the mirror. Before any transformation, before any improvement, there is an essential step that most men completely ignore: identifying the root of the problem. It's impossible to improve the look of your hair without knowing exactly what's making it look bad. And that's the biggest mistake, trying to solve things in the dark. The hair may even seem like a detail, but when it's out of control, messy, poorly cut, or dirty looking, it completely destroys the image you want to convey. You can have the right clothes, the right perfume, the right attitude, but if your hair is wrong, everything loses its strength. There are four main causes that ruin men's hair, and generally it's one of them, or a combination of several, that is sabotaging your look: inadequate, old, or poorly made cut. A cut that doesn't respect the shape of your face, that doesn't have defined lines, that grows without structure. All of this creates a sloppy appearance. There's no point in keeping the same cut for years thinking it works. Your style evolves and your cut needs to keep up. A wrong cut weakens even the best look. Unbalanced and uncontrolled volume. Hair that is too voluminous or completely lacking in volume. Both extremes are a problem. If your hair is too thick, frizzy, or all over the place, it shows a lack of care. If it is withered, glued to the head, lifeless, it gives you a feeling of discouragement. The secret is in the middle ground: volume with shape, movement with control. Wrong use of products, or wrong products. Sometimes the problem isn't the hair itself, but what you put into it. Too much gel, too heavy ointment, creams that leave you oily, sprays that dry you out. Each of these mistakes alters your image in a subtle but decisive way. And there's more. Using the right product, but in the wrong way, has the same bad effect. Dosage, frequency, and application matter. Failed or non-existent care routine. Many people destroy their hair on a daily basis and don't even realize it. Washing with strong shampoo every day, forgetting about conditioner, drying by rubbing with a towel, sleeping with accumulated product. All of this weakens the strands, compromises the scalp, and takes away the hair's natural shine. Over time, the result is dull, shapeless, and difficult to manage hair. How to identify which of these errors is yours? Look at a photo of yourself in profile and from the front. Be honest. Does the cut look aligned? Does the hair have shape, or is it all spread out? Do you look clean and healthy, or do you look oily and tired? Can you see texture? Movement? If something bothers you visually, that's where the error lies. Clarity comes with observation. If you want to improve your hair, you need to first see what's wrong. Only then can you correct accurately without wasting time trying random solutions. You don't need to change everything at once. No need to cut, paint, or spend on 1,000 products. Sometimes what instantly transforms hair are simple details: texture and alignment. When hair has a well-defined natural texture and is visually aligned, it conveys care and style even if it is long or growing. The truth is, most guys ignore this. They leave their hair to dry all messy, frizzy, shapeless, with strands sticking out everywhere. And they think it's the type of hair that's bad, but it's not the type. It's the way you treat him. The first point: frizz and volume control. Frizz becomes sloppy. Poorly distributed volume conveys disorganization. Small adjustments in everyday life eliminate this. Use a microfiber towel or a cotton t-shirt to dry, patting gently, never rubbing. This already reduces frizz by half. After washing, apply a light leave-in or a little styling cream. Even the one you already have at home can work, as long as it is used in moderation. Spread it with your hands, shaping the hair in the direction you want. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to show intention. Directed hair looks more cared for. Second point: Visible texture. Hair without texture looks dull and dull. Texture creates contrast, depth, and movement. Whether your hair is straight, wavy, or curly, you can add texture without needing anything new. If your hair is straight, try using a light pomade or salt spray to create a slight wave, as if it had dried in the wind. If it is wavy, encourage the hair to dry naturally with shape, using your fingers to shape it. Curly hair should apply a light finisher and scrunch the strands from bottom to top. This activates the curls and removes the dry appearance. And most importantly, do not overload. It's not about using too much product. It's about using enough to give direction. With just a little, you can align the hair, remove the messy look, and improve the texture. When your hair has less frizz, controlled volume, and defined texture, your image changes immediately. You are still you, but with a cleaner, tidier, more intentional look. This in itself already raises the level of your appearance. If you want your hair to convey presence, care, and style, finishing is where it all comes together. There's no point in washing well, using good products, and taking care of the health of your hair if, when it's time to go out, the look remains shapeless, dull, and unintentional. The truth is that the way you finish your hair can make or break all your efforts. And the best? You don't need 1,000 products or complicated techniques. You just need to know what works, how to apply it, and what to avoid. Let's double the effectiveness with simple, quick techniques that any man can apply on every day. 1. Shape with your hands with intention and lightness. No forced hairstyles or excessive brushing. The secret is to use your hands consciously. When you wake up or after a shower, instead of letting your hair dry haphazardly, use your fingers as guides to create structure. Direct your hair where it flatters your face shape. Lightly twist the ends to activate natural movement. Do not apply force. Naturalness is what creates the effortless effect. Your fingers are your best tool, and they cost nothing. 2. Use light products with a clear purpose. Heavy, glued, and oily hair conveys carelessness, no matter how expensive the product is. Therefore, prefer light formulas with a matte or slightly shiny finish, which shape the look without weighing it down. Modeling ointments for texture and control with a dry touch. Styling creams, ideal for more rebellious or dry strands. Hair oils, to add shine and soften ends without excess. Always apply less than you think you need. The rule is, start with a little, spread it well between your hands, and only then apply it to your hair. The difference is in the subtlety. 3. Create strategic shine, not greasiness. Many people confuse shiny hair with oily hair. They are opposites. The right shine gives a feeling of cleanliness, health, and vigor. You can achieve this with 1 or 2 drops of natural oil spread on the ends. Argan, jojoba, coconut. Finishing sprays with a dry touch and luminous effect. Avoid touching your hair too much throughout the day, which makes it dirty and takes away its natural shine. This final touch transforms dull hair into striking hair. 4. Finish according to your face and your intention. Hair is not just style, it's strategy. Men with a rounder face benefit from more volume on top and controlled sides. Men with thin faces can explore side texture with a more discreet top. Hair shapes your presence. Using this to your advantage is aesthetic intelligence. And besides, think, do you want to look more serious, more modern, more casual? All of this can be adjusted with small changes to the finish without needing a new cut. Hair only seems difficult when you don't know what you're doing. But with a strategic touch, light product, and a close look at your own face, you transform your look in minutes and without seeming forced. Finishing is not vanity, it is image domain. And in today's world, this separates those who go unnoticed from those who leave a mark. Most men underestimate the power of details, believe that it is the cut, the product, or genetics that make the hair look good or bad. But the truth is different. The final details, almost invisible, are what really create the difference between an ordinary look and a memorable look. These adjustments are small, quick, and completely within your reach, but they have an immediate impact on how people perceive you. Let's break down the 3 pillars of these transformative details. Correct separation. Master your identity line. The way you part your hair, whether in the middle, side, or even messy, completely changes the balance of your face, and almost no one thinks about it. Side parting favors round faces, bringing structure and grandeur. Central separation matches more symmetrical faces, transmitting modernity and confidence. Irregular or purposely disheveled separation gives an air of controlled casualness, ideal for those who want a more artistic or rebellious look. Look in the mirror. Try it with your hands and identify the point where your face gains presence. This is your power path. Repeat it until it becomes a signature. Right volume in the right place. Too much volume on the sides makes you look sloppy. Zero volume at the top flattens its presence. Poorly distributed volume destroys the harmony of your face. At the top, a little elevation conveys vigor and security. On the sides, subtle control gives definition and shows care. Back, keep it aligned or with a light texture, never droopy or puffy. The rule is simple: you want structure without looking stiff and movement without looking cluttered. This balance sets you apart. Third definition, where the wires speak for you. Definition is not about hard or marked hair. It's about showing that every strand is where it should be, without looking like you tried too hard. Use your hands to separate groups of threads that create visual lines. Shape the sides with your fingers, pulling slightly backwards or downwards. Pay attention to the ends. A simple touch on them can remove the broom appearance. This level of care communicates loudly. You know what you are doing. What's more, you care about your image. You've already noticed the difference. Your hair has shape, texture, presence. The first impression you give now is of someone who has control and attention and style. But there is one detail that separates beginners from the men who really stand out: the consistency. Strong visuals are not about a good morning. It's about repeating standards of excellence until it becomes part of your identity. Create a minimal and automatic visual routine. You don't need to spend hours in front of the mirror. Just know what works for you and repeat it clearly. Set your ideal separation and stick to it. Choose the 2 or 3 products that work for your hair type. Set aside 5 minutes of your day to adjust volume, control frizz, and realign your hair. This ritual, however simple it may be, shields your image against variations and excuses. You'll always look in control. Even on busy days, anticipate sabotage and neutralize triggers. There are days when your hair wakes up messy. There are humid days. He's lazy. And there's the old leave it as it is. This is where most fall apart. Avoid relapses into the slouchy look with simple measures. Leave a brush or comb in your car or backpack. Have a leave-in or thermal water for emergencies. Never sleep with product in your hair. This destroys hair texture, shape, and health. Always check the top and sides before leaving. It's this attention to small details that prevents a bad day from turning into a toxic visual habit. When you repeat good habits, your hair becomes a signal, a silent code that says, I take care of what's mine. I'm the kind of man who pays attention. I respect my appearance. And in the real world, it influences how you are treated, how you get noticed, how you are remembered. Your hair is one of the first signs the world gets about who you are. Even before you say any words, he is already saying something for you. And the truth is, no matter how well you dress, how confident you feel, badly cared for hair takes away strength from your presence. It weakens your image, distorts your message, and puts you down a notch, silently. On the other hand, well-aligned hair with texture, shape, and presence conveys much more than just aesthetics. It communicates discipline, attention to details, high standard. It's these small adjustments made consistently that your appearance starts to work in your favor. And when that happens, you stop sabotaging your image and start dominating it. You don't need radical changes, you just need to apply what you learned here and maintain the level. If you want to continue on this path of visual evolution with objective tips that really work in everyday life, subscribe to the channel now. Here, the focus is simple. Elevate your look, strengthen your identity, and stand out from the crowd. Ordinary men ignore the details. Men who stand out take care of each of them. Choose which side you want to be on.